Hi everyone, I'm back again. Got about £3,000 loaded. I'm going to start on this. So when I finished last time, which was earlier in the week for me, I had about £6,000 in the account. And I decided to take 3 out because then I'm free rolling. So this is the 4th video that I've put up, and as it stands we're up 3k, so that's where the £3 withdrawals come from. And I've had a thought actually about how much I want to load into this, how much do I want to wager before I sort of assess how the channel's performed, everything like that. And I think that amounts £10k, £10,000. So right now we're sweet. And I think what I might do is, if this 3k gets blown at any point, load in £10,000 and just keep that there, and it can fluctuate during the weeks, the months, hopefully. I'd like to think I get a few months out of that, but we'll see what's what. But yeah, it is the Friday now, Friday the 31st of July. It was nice to have a bit of a gap, to be honest, because every day I noticed a problem with something I'd posted. The main one was when I full screen the game, Brave browser pops up saying the website, it says exit full screen and blah blah blah. It shows the website, and I know you've got to be dead careful about that. You cannot be showing the name of where you're playing. It won't be a problem in the early days, but imagine if in a few months' time I'm sat on a few hundred subs, well, they're going to look back and say, that's a problem, you lose half of your library, and yeah, it's not going to be fun. So I'm trying to get it right from the get-go. And a lot of people might not know, but the YouTube editor is hard work. It's a lot harder than it needs to be, in my opinion. I'm sure once you get used to it, it's a pretty powerful tool, but yeah, it's more than a headache. That's what it's caused me, more than a headache this week. So I was trying to put blurs over the pop-up, then every time you do one, it takes 3 hours to process, and yeah, it's just a nightmare. But it was nice to get ahead because I've been able to keep on top of it all. And I did really want to play the last few days, so for me Wednesday and Thursday were they were long days. They weren't hard days, but I had to do a lot of driving. I actually had to go to London, one of the airports, and back. And for me, from Yorkshire, that's about a 4-hour drive one way. Now, normally, I would, well, within the boundaries of the law, I might have my phone in my holder, spinning away at some slots to pass some time within the boundaries of the law. But with me now having this channel, or having a crack at it, I kind of found that I didn't want to do that. I thought, well, I'll save it. So yeah, I've been itching to have a go, and really don't want to do anything that's not on a video. Another thing that I think I made a mistake on was when I publish a video, there are 2 controls around age restriction. So one of them is a straight yes no, is this content for kids? And that, obviously that's a no. Now I have to set that as a no. I can get in bother if I don't. The second option is, do you want to restrict this content to 18 plus? I was setting that as yes, because it is, obviously. gambling's 18 plus. But that restricts the video playing to a signed in account. So when I turned those on, because I thought that was the right thing to do, the views just stopped completely. And you know, when I'm talking views, I'm only talking 15, 20, 25, 30, the very low numbers. So it's hard to predict. It's hard to see what's going on, but they are important, especially in the early days. So I actually don't have to, currently, I don't have to set that on. So when I post this on Back in a Motor, it can actually show the video that you can just click straight there on their website. Whereas when that 18 plus is turned on, it's just stopped. And because no one's, even though you might be signed in on YouTube, when you're viewing it on Back in a Motor, it doesn't load. And I think most people won't be bothered to go across signing, that kind of thing. So I've been tweaking with it. And I've also thought about, you know, every video I've been posting on Back in a Motor, because that's where everyone's come from. But I don't want to spam it either. I don't want to take the mic. All right, we got a bonus. I'll carry on with that chat in a minute. Ah, can't turn off the quick spins. Never mind. Do want these police spins. I find them a lot better. It's going to pay what it wants ultimately, but and by the looks of things, it's not going to pay a lot. But oh, that is shocking. Oh, that is shocking. Never mind. We'll carry on. Yeah, so with Back in a Motor, obviously I've been using Steve's platform. And again, shout out Steve, what he's created is incredible, and it's given me a platform to post about what I'm trying to do. So lots of credit goes to him. But I don't want to spam it. I've sort of got my own post there, which I'm updating the videos, and it was great for the first one. Got 9 subs from that, which that is huge. A lot more than I was expecting. But ever since then, there's been no more. And I sort of think I might have screwed myself by putting those age restrictions in place. But it's a learning curve. So what I think I might do is give it a few months. And when I have maybe, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 videos and I've ironed things out and they're looking crisp and whatnot, I can then publish and be like, oh, me again, you know, I've been going at it for a few months, this is this. Or unless I get a stonking win. I think if I get a win over £10,000, that deserves its own post. So hopefully that happens. Probably not on a net end game. These are quite low volatility. They're old school, they don't have bonus buys, but they're still good. I mean, some of the ones I want to play today are some of my favourites. This, Vikings, I'll probably chuck on some Wishmaster, but it's not the best. Maybe Jack and the Beanstalk, that's also a decent old schooler. Yeah, I think if I get a good hit over 10 grand, that deserves a post, and hopefully that gets more viewership. But it is fun. I'm enjoying this. It is fun, I must admit. And the people that are engaging on Back in a Motor, the comments, some of the subs. So the YouTube comments are a bit funny. People are commenting and I have to look, you know, I've got the channel set so it doesn't hold any comments. So there's no, you know, spam will get through and whatever. But even still, it's quite hard to see certain comments. But I see the names of people that are posting, and in the early days, I'll never forget them. I'll talk a bit more about them comments in a little bit. But yeah, I definitely do notice the people on an individual basis, and it means loads. It means loads. I think engagements and comments in the early days is what can help a channel reach more people. But yeah, I'm having so much fun doing it. And as I said, all week I was itching to jump on again. So yeah, because I had the itch to have a go online yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to fire up the recorder. I thought, no, I'll save it, so I went to the arcades instead, and I had a good result actually. I had a 4-figure winner, which on the terminals is quite good. But there was a poor bloke in there. He was playing on, is it Blackbeard or something, on the ultras, the purple ultras, and honestly, I saw it. This happened. £800 for his first entry on ultras, and the bloke's going mad. He wants everyone to know that he's doing his dough. He wants everyone in the shop to know he's doing his dough. Looked like he had a bit of money. But yeah, it was like 400, 300, 400, 500, 600, and then by now everyone's watching. Like, want to see how much carnage is there going to be. How much is it going to cost? And it eventually lands around the £800 mark, and as you can probably guess, went for nothing, zilch, jack all. He got nothing. And then he turns around to the woman in the arcade who's, got his attention as well, because he's let everyone know. He's like, look, I can't do this anymore. I want to ban. I want to exclude. And she gave him a form, and that were it. He just says, I can't do this anymore. They've not been valued for money for ages, and yeah, couldn't believe it. Couldn't quite believe it. It's been a long time since I've played those games on £2. If any of you do go to the arcades, slap it on 50p, slap it on £1, try and chase some big spins. You might be surprised at the results. You might be surprised. Hammered that new Sevens to Burn, is it? Spinsation? It's pretty good actually. It's pretty good. A lot of the new games have been better than what was released a few years ago. It was good fun, it was entertaining. Now, it was playing very friendly as well. I don't know if that's because it's a new game. I've always had suspicions, are the new games boosted with the RTP a little bit? Maybe, maybe not, don't know. But it was playing friendly. Had a natural 10, had a spin, and it popped the grand. And on a £1, it's still 500 for the grand. And once you've seen that, how can I reduce? How can I up the stake and go on anything else? Because you get a worse game on £2. I try telling everyone in there. There's been times where I've hit multiple thousands of pounds. Wins 3, 4, 5k. It does happen. It takes a long time, but 4-hour go. You can definitely hit big balances on a low stake. I think I've fixed the crashing with the laptop, with everything. So this laptop, I'm running it off. It's a balls to the wall laptop. It's got an RTX 5090 in. That's, I believe, top of the market even still. And yeah, it shouldn't be crashing for games like this. I mean, despite what they might look like, I think they are sort of a bit demanding. Probably because some of them are poorly optimized. But I was hooking it up to a docking station which then went to the monitors, and I think according to the logs that's what the problem was. So now I'm directly hooked up to HDMI with a portable monitor, and actually this portable monitor's got a bigger res, 4K, in fact slightly better than 4K I think. So I've had a crack at doing that, so it looks crisper. It probably is overkill, but if you've got a nice 4K TV at home, this is going to look mint. I mean, the net ends are dated, so it might not look that crisp on the coin value and autoplays and whatever down there, but on the newer games it'll look really sharp. But yeah, for a 5090 laptop, it shouldn't be crashing. Right, I'm going to make this the last one. Oh, look at that. I was just... Oh, let me turn these off quickly. And then stop these. Sweet. I was literally just going to say we'll make that the last one because I don't want to get too hung up on certain games. So can we have more than 14 bucks, please? Definitely your police ones are better. But yeah, pays what it wants, doesn't it? Any good. Any good. 40 bucks, 50 bucks. What are you calling a big win? 185. Okay. Gives me a bit of my dough back because it's ripped me for about 750. I'll take either bonus game or police. That's a good spot. It can keep respinning forever and ever and ever as well. Alright. Not the best, not the worst. Right, move on to something else. Old school game, this. Old school. Still looks so good though. I'll go on 6 again. I hate the coin values. It's easier just to tell what your win is when you've got it on 0.1. There you. Quite a hard one to get this. This was probably one of the first ever games I played way back when I could first create an account. But the old school games are quite good. They are still quite good. All these tops symbols all pay the same anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The red looks the best, but it's all the same. Or the gold probably looks like it's worth more, but they're all the same. Yeah, it's nice that they've still got these. And they still run quite well. So a little bit about why I'm so into slots and gambling. To me, it makes logical sense when you hear about how I got into it. So when I was younger, when I were just gone 18, and me and my pals are all turning 18. We would spend time at the local casino, which was about 5 minutes down the road, that was open 24/7, that gave us free soft drinks, that had sports on that we could watch for free, that was warm, would occasionally get free food. And, if you visited 3 times in a month, you'd get a fiver, 6 times in a month, you'd get a tenner, and then 9 times in a month, you'd get 20 quid. We could literally spend hours and hours there for free. They had a pool table as well that was completely free, so that was good for us as well. And yeah, that's where we spent most of our time, so we didn't really do much drinking. That's just what we did. We'd always use that as a meeting point, and the staff there were more than happy to see us. I mean, they knew us on a first name basis, but that's where it all started. We'd spend a lot of time there, and it became a hobby, a pastime. It's nice, and that's why I'm into it. I've carried that through into, from an adult, but a kid, from a kid to enjoying it now still. And I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense. That's just what me and my mates did. Because we were broke students, 18, finishing college, starting uni. Don't have our own places, don't have any rentals, couldn't afford that at 18. So we would chill out at the casino and get all those freebies. It was unbelievable. So that's where the love of it came from. And I think it makes sense, We're doing some tinkering with the thumbnails as well. The colours sort of look a bit horrific on them, but they stand out and they pop, and I think that is kind of important to do. And before we're doing like £5 versus, which, alright, there was a £5 balance, but we weren't wagering that, especially on the slower playing games. That might be alright. So it's 96, 192. Yeah, 192. So obviously multiples of 2. And if we get the raid spins, this can go pretty sick. Yeah, so messing around with the thumbnails as well, it can get a bit obsessive. I mean, it's really cool. It can get a bit obsessive. So we're on 9 subs now, but I'm sure I got 8 in the first day, and then the next day I got 9. An extra one, so 9, and crossing into 10, into double digits. That's huge. That is huge. But then the momentum sort of stopped, which is cool. We started off amazing. There, yeah. It's a hard one to get. It's a hard one to get. I do fancy sitting and chasing one, to be honest. and I can cut bits out because I do need to do something around the house at the minute, so I am tempted to leave the capture going and then I can cut out, you know, certain bits. But that said, it could rip the whole balance, I suppose. But yeah. But yeah, I suppose 9 views was an amazing start. I just don't really know where else I could post about it. You know, what are you supposed to do? I mean, backing a mow was a great thing to do, but I don't want to keep spamming that. Like I said, I don't want to take the mick. I know there are other forums around, and maybe it's just a case of posting in there, but probably best to wait. Probably best to wait until I've got a good catalogue of videos. And I think the newer ones are getting better. Shorts as well, actually. In fact, I do need to get onto the shorts. So yeah, that's probably something I should do. Should be quite easy as well, just a case of finding the stuff from my phone and then posting it. So yeah, I'll drop a few of them this weekend. I do think I've got the right idea doing a provider every video. That is a way I can guarantee that there's completely different games seen, which I think is the general consensus, that people want to see different things. And that is an excellent way to do it, I think, because there's so many providers, some that I've never even heard of. So actually, that's probably going to take a while to get back round. But if I'm honest, if I didn't do that, I would almost always be playing Hacksaws, and I'd be playing the same 3 games, which would be Stormforged and probably main Stackways. I would probably just be playing those non-stop, which is not good for content. So what I'm going to do, this is coming up to half an hour, so I'm going to step away and do a few bits, but I'm going to keep this coming, and I'm going to keep this going, sorry, and I'm going to just cut out the dead bits so you can see any decent wins and hopefully the bonus, unless it does it now. I don't know. Oh, no way. That's good, that's good, that's good. Stop these, stop these, stop these. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. I think it would have started anyway. Right, so Bigger reel set. And 3 positions to land it. This can completely give you nothing. But it can go huge. Come on, don't be crap. You gotta give me one. It's gotta be... No, flipping heck. That's not good. That's not good. Is that 192? No, it's 96. What? You weren't calling that a big win earlier. That's why I thought it was 192. Last one. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's a hard one to get. I'll still do what I said I'm going to do, because I do need to step away. And now if this starts itself, I'm not going to know whether or not it's landed or not, so I think I'll do a bit of messing with the recording, but let me just stop that now. Yeah, that's something for me to sort, not for you. So I shouldn't even need to mention it. But what I will do, start these off for another 1,000, so you can keep an eye down here and see where these wins came from. Right, I just caught this one. I've actually got it hooked up to my AirPods. I don't know if this is going to record well, but I got it hooked up to my AirPods so I can hear from the other room what's going on. Any good? Can we get anything? Blues. Ah, oh, blues would have been so good. Maybe good. No. Ah, god damn it. Nah, that's a shame. That's a rubbish one as well. That is a rubbish one. Again, not gonna jump in just yet. I think I'll keep this running. It should be nice and snappy for you. So, yeah, back in a tick. Alright, I will switch up games now, so we've got something else. As you can see, took a bit of a pounding, but that's the problem when you only show highlights, because if they don't happen, you can lose a lot of dough and not have much producible content. So I've done almost 500 spins there, and there was a few alright hits, but overall it's about $1,000 down. I think it did land a bonus, but it went for not much, so you can sort of see by the timer in the corner, you're talking, what, 25 minutes? I'm still doing something on the side, so whatever I jump on will be highlights. Probably do Jack and the Beanstalk, I think. But, yeah, I will pick up on the next one. Alright, we will give this a go. But again, it will be highlights. Alright, didn't take too long. I hope I can turn off those ultra quick spins. No, I can't. Flipping heck. What about up here? Yes, I can. Sweet. Cool. All about them keys. Now, you don't get extra spins for unlocking them, I don't think. No, you need the chests again. And we've got to land them on the right hand side. Come on, we can't have another bad one. We're on life support here though. Last spin. Oh no, one more after this, right? Yep, about par for the course so far. But that is what it is. Right, well, we'll go back to spinning through these. Oh, it stops the game. Interesting, good to know. Right, I'll pause it. All right, we hit another one. Need to see this balance go north. Come on, Jack. I must admit, it's definitely easier to do. We need that. It's definitely easier to be doing highlights like this in terms of on my end, because I can be productive on whatever I'm doing next to me. But that's where it's going to cost fortunes, and yeah, who knows? Who knows? We'll experiment, like the whole channel is at the minute. It's an experiment. But I think that's a good idea when this balance blows that I'm free rolling, load in 10k and then try and make that last for as many videos as possible. And then after that's cost me 10k, I can make an assessment, see how far I've gone, the stats that I've got. Yeah, another shocker, but par for the course for this one. Sometimes that's the way it goes, so we'll keep cracking on. I'll be back in a bit. We're in again. We're in again. Any good though? Probably not. So shouldn't be so negative, should I? I am just replying to an important message, so I might not be involved in this too much. Not that there's going to be anything to see anyway. We need it. Okay. Oh, it's an extra 5. I mean, yeah. I just want more than, I don't know, 20 quid like I've been getting. The thing is, though, the spins are kind of irrelevant. If it wants to keep landing them wilds, it's going to keep giving you infinite spins, so it's sort of irrelevant. I mean, that's a good spot. You know, it's working on something. But the triple stacks can still miss. Like, you can still get them at the top or the bottom where you want to get one in view. But, hell, I think this is the highlight of the video so far. Music's getting intense. Come on, give me something to shout about, man. I've been getting the shaft. Give me something. Ah, oh, you're getting there. You're getting there. Rubbish. Okay, it's working on something. Need those keys though, man. No win. Just let us get to the end. Yeah, one more. Let's get to the end. We're getting excited. Give me something to shout about. Good spot. Good position. Come on. Yes, get in. Right. You know, this could go decent. It could also be rubbish, but it could go decent. Like everything can. Let's land some wild strips, man. Don't do me dirty. Come on, don't be boring. Decent. Gives me some more spins. Just land one next to it. Because on a fiver, $5, the pace could go sick. Is it really though? I would say not. Just give me a 4-figure hit, man. Keeps me alive, but unless I get 2 in a row. Final spin. Ah, I've got to say that is disappointing. I've got to say that is poor. But, well. We'll keep plodding along because I'm not ready to fully come back yet. So, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, back with you now. Got my full attention. So I got the shaft there, really, didn't I? Got battered. But, let me set these off and we'll dive into all of that. Let me adjust this. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how much producible content I can get out of that, and that has always been my fear when it comes to doing highlights, a highlight video. Not only does it take a long amount of time, like a considerably long amount of time, because I have to go through that video now and make sure I don't miss anything, get the right things, clip out bits that I don't want to see. You know, but as well, it costs a fortune sometimes, and don't get me wrong, you know, I could have had a big winner there. But even then, you're only getting about a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes per bonus. So you need about 20 of them. And in the videos I produced so far, you're only getting 4 or 5 in there, but you're getting some decent hits in the base as well. But yeah, it's something I'm going to have to experiment with. I mean, maybe down the line, that is all I do, and I'm not opposed to it, highlights, but certainly in the early days, it's not affordable, it's not the right way to do it in my opinion, and it doesn't fit my playstyle, so That's the way it's going to go. They do have a Mega Ways version of this, which I will load up. But I don't like it. I mean, the Mega Ways, it does pay better, but you only get 5 spins when your genie pops out instead of 10. And it doesn't have the expanding wilds, which obviously it can't when you think about it. When it's Mega Ways and not lines, it can't have the expanding wilds, but it just removes, you know, they haven't replaced it with anything. So yeah, this will be an interesting video because, I mean, there's still time for it to be saved, but there hasn't been any highlights at all. It has all been underwhelming bonuses and just not a lot going on. So in the past, I have tried, I think on 2 occasions, to record content and start a channel. One was about a year ago, and the other one would have been about 2 years ago. And pretty much both times, it was the long periods of nothing, where I'd sit there for maybe, I don't know, a couple hours, and I'd be looking at 2 hours of footage, but nothing's entertaining. There's no action, and that's the thing with slots. You can't force your own action, whether you're bonus buying, even bonus buying. The attempt I did last year, the first video I made about 4 grand. The second video I lost 2 grand, and then I think the third video I lost 2 grand. And it was just like dying a slow death. Every bonus, I don't think I had a single one in about 30 bonus buys that returned what I bought, and it was just a bit dull. Whereas me doing it this way, spinning it live for the most part, you know, I can just have a bit of commentary, I can chit chat, I can talk about what's going on and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting. It keeps it interesting is what I mean. I did want to look at maybe doing a second one today, but something's popped up where I'm meeting a few pals in the centre tonight, in the afternoon about 4:30, so I do want to get this up ASAP, and there's going to be a bit of editing to do for the Vikings and the Jack and the Beanstalk bonuses, because I need to keep as much as I can. I think there was a couple of big wins that might be worth showing, maybe, I don't know, but you know, that is the nature of it, and yeah, you're not always going to get decent hits. I mean, on a $5, to be spinning constantly for an hour and not get a 4-figure win, you know, not get £1,000 or dollars, is, I would say you've got unlucky there. I mean, heck, did I even get above a $500 win? Did I get 100x? Maybe once. That is pretty unlucky. I did say I was going to show the Mega Ways, but what I'll do is, while this is happening, I think I'll chuck in an extra grand into the wallet, so I can burn this balance off here, and then go on the Mega Ways. and do the last grand there. One thing that I found interesting about this game as well is, that's not bad, is that these spins still cost you money. So you can actually go through, and it does it a lot, you can go through these bonuses and come out pretty skint. Just having to concentrate when I'm ever sending any crypto, because if you make a mistake, it's gone forever. I got to admit though, I have gotten very lucky to have gotten 4 videos for just £1,000. I mean, that's incredible, really. Right, I've transferred my pounds into USDT. And that USDT is on the way to this place. Once I put in my 2FA. Sweet. So maybe in a minute or so that balance should jump up by what, 1.25, 1.3? Yeah, going out to a casino tonight, obviously. As I mentioned earlier, you won't be surprised. And I've got some losses to chase now. No, I'm joking. It's always kept within boundaries, within means, you know, that kind of thing. A times 3x could be decent. But yeah, look at that. And these are costing me $6 a spin. So you can actually get in a spot where you've got an active bonus and you can't afford a spin. Ooh, saved itself. 5 more. What are we getting? And because these are in the early days of slots, the max wins are quite low compared to nowadays standards. Oh, there's the money's landed, by the way. But that should definitely take me to an hour. Now, if you get that with the expanding on a multiplier, you can be laughing. Now we want something that produces wilds. And then it'll go off, like, then it will get pretty crazy. Or it can just spin out to nothing and cost you another 60 quid. Okay, I will swap over to the Megaways version We'll get one more scroll, and we'll jump on the Megaways version. Alright, no I won't, because it's not going to give me one. So let's stop that. Back in a bit. Alright, here is the Megaways version. So you can kind of see why you don't have the Expand Wild. Oh, lost limit. What were I going to say? The winds are quite low as well. The winds are quite low. And the scrolls only give you 5 instead of 10. And I can see why. I guess they're more powerful, they're more likely to land in theory. You've got extra space, but... So this game came out a few years ago, like 2023, so it is fairly new. Random Wild. Can go off. Can go off. But with the Cascades, it's a bit rubbish really, because you get... Obviously, your wilds on your first spin, but then anything that drops after that, you don't get that bonus anymore. Obviously, if it's a multiplier, I guess you do, but and that's it. Any good. Why is it so stuttery? See, if they were better symbols, that could have gone off. Well, that was a pretty underwhelming end. The last sort of 10 minutes of that, not a single scroll landed. I thought the game was broke, so I have decided to knock it on the head there. Be interesting to see how that video is received from the few people that will see it, because unfortunately there was absolutely nothing in that, no action whatsoever really, and that's the roller coaster of it, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. Not sure when I'll be next back. Could be... I won't make any promises, because I won't know either way. Alright everyone, take care, catch you around.